On tonight's episode, it's the Cabover Chevy we bought from the American Pickers on History Channel. But first, before we jump into the episode, jumping over to NobodyShow.com to check out our playbook. Now, let's check out the Cabover. Hey everybody, this is Chad Oak with Nobody Else's Auto. We've got over 1,100 classic and antique cars in our salvage yard. We've got restored cars, signage, all kinds of really cool gearhead stuff. I've been doing this my whole life. If you've been here before at our new show called Nobody Show, thanks for coming back. Glad to see you again. If you're new, don't miss it. We're going to talk about gearhead stuff and everything that gearheads love. We're going to be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. Let's jump into the show and see what we got this week. Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Today, we're going to give you a walk around of the 1941 Chevrolet Cabover COE truck we bought on American Pickers on the History Channel. Great experience, great people to work with. Can't thank Mike and Robbie Wolf enough. So the truck was everything they told me it was going to be. I was happy with it. We had a few rust issues. This fender, like we talked about on the episode, is really bad. But the rest of the truck, I was really surprised, was a lot better than what I would have even imagined. I obviously sell a lot of this stuff, and we knew this truck come from up north, so that I always questioned anything from the north, but it was a really good truck. I was happy with it. We walk around this truck here, we look at the cab itself, even back here around the cab corners on this truck were solid. Those are typical areas prone to rust. We look inside the cab, even up in here in our door jambs, everything was good and solid. The worst spot of rust in the cab was right up here in this front corner. We found a little bit right up in here, but really, as far as the cab goes, that was about it. So while we're in there, we can take a look inside the dash, and everything's all original. They did put a new ignition switch in it, and did a little rewiring on it to get it running and driving. It does have the wrong seat in it, but we've got seats out of some of our other parts trucks, so we'll get a different seat back in it and get the correct one for it. Come around the front of the truck. These have such a unique look. It's missing a couple of strips of the stainless on the grill, but we can tell that from the pictures. And it's missing a front bumper, but we've got a front bumper for it. The front badge is here. It is cracked, but at least the pieces are there. At least it's not missing half of it, because that piece would be very, very difficult to locate. But we can pop the hood. There's not a lot to see, but because the cab's over the engine. So when we open the hood on this, that's about all you see. You see the radiator, a few hoses, and a few wires, and that's about it. Because you've got to pull the panels out of the floor to get to the engine on these trucks. So that's all you can see under the hood. But we come on around the other side. This fender's pretty good and solid. It's wrinkled up a little bit. I mean, these trucks were used and abused. These trucks were utilitarian vehicles. That's all they were. They were bought for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to work. They were used, abused, used up, and the majority of them were crushed. For years, nobody paid any attention to these trucks. They did not get the respect they deserved. They're great looking trucks and extremely unique. And now that everybody's realized that, a lot of them were thrown away over the years. They were used up and thrown away because they were junk. They were utilitarian vehicles, and that's all anybody cared about. So now, today, in today's world, they're great. Nobody's seen them. Nobody ever sees them. They're so unique. And this truck, I was happy with it. We come around the other side, and even over here, we've got this cab corner also is good and solid on it. We've got a little bit of rust in the steps, but that's to be expected, you know. This truck's almost 80 years old. So we open up this side, and once again, structurally, we're good. It is pretty solid. It's got an original Chevrolet Super Deluxe heater in it. And that was an option, believe it or not. You didn't get a heater on these trucks. A lot of these trucks back in that era, you didn't get a heater. You may have only got one windshield wiper. A lot of these trucks only had one windshield wiper, and the extra one was an option. You didn't get armrests. The stuff you take for granted today was options back in the day, because these were work trucks. They were utilitarian vehicles. You didn't need any fancy stuff. So anyway, that's a quick walk around the truck. We can go all the way around the side. The back isn't too exciting. It's just a standard wooden bed, grain type box that a lot of these trucks had back in the day. So, but it does run and drive. It fires up. It idles. Mike Meffer and his crew down in Tennessee did a great job on getting the truck running and driving fires up and idles, just purrs like a kitten. So we fired it up here when we got it home one day. It was 30 degrees out, pulled the choke out and fired her up. So we'll go around the other side. Hop up on in here. She purrs like a kitten. The old 6-cylinder Chevrolet. So there we have her. There's the 41 Chevy Cabover that we bought on American Pickers. Cool truck, awesome look. You can't duplicate the look on some of these old trucks. Really happy to have it in our collection, and it's going to be a fun vehicle to have around. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes. More stuff coming from the yard here in over the next few days in the upcoming episodes. Thanks for watching, everybody.